doing a sky, I don't like thoroughly mixing the paints at all. Because it just seems a little, especially if you're not using liquid white. If you're using liquid white as the base, then it's not as bad, or not bad, but important to me at least. Scraping it in. I start at the side and then mush it in to the left. There's so much gel on here, it's going to slide all the way across with just a little bit anyways. Not that important. Just make sure you get the sides mushed in. Especially the corners. The corners are probably the only important parts, really. Too bad on the camera. From this angle though, like I have a ton of glare, so it's a little hard to see what's going on. I'm gonna do one more. This one should be a little bit lighter. And I'm just kind of swirling this together. There we go. Oh, my paper towels are on the floor. Let's see. Do I want to scrape any more off? Maybe a little bit here. Just take off as much as we can. This is one thing I didn't do on the last painting. And what happened as a result was that I couldn't make clouds very well. There's just all this paint on the... Which isn't, I mean, it's really not that bad. But not what I want to do. Oh. I just got paint all over the trash can. Just one of those days, you know, where you get everything is a mess. I have days like that sometimes. Well, at least it's Friday. Alright, let's throw in some of these swooshy clouds. And all of these, I'm trying to pull to the same point, where I want the horizon to be, or some semblance of a horizon. So the ones up here, they're all going into this corner. Something like that. Okay. So we've got kind of a sky in. I'm gonna take this blue and red, crimson, should make purple. That's what I've been told. I can't really tell, but I've been told when you mix crimson and blue, it makes a purple color. So we're gonna run with that. And a little bit of this down here I'm gonna mix with white. So we're lighten it up because we need different values when we're doing, when we don't have any titanium white on or liquid white on there. You have to lighten it yourself. You have to do the work. All right, this one, I'm doing like, I'm gonna do like some very tall mountains. So I'm gonna have one range in the back and one range in the front. I mean, these I can actually just do like this kind of. Something like that. I might actually have to wipe the brush, paint the palette knife off first, not a brush. We're not using a brush. Move this trash can a little bit closer so I don't knock it over every time. Okay, a little bit more of this white and purpley color. Maybe it's purple, I don't even know at this point. Darken this up a little bit. Straight down. Okay. Take a little bit of the straight white and a little bit of that purple color, so it should be like a lighter value than what's on there. And we're just going to pick some points. We're just gonna... And if I get these areas that I don't quite like, I go over more than once. Like some of these don't look that great. And that's okay. If you're using like the Bob Ross paints, they stick together a lot better, or they stick to the canvas a lot better than this, so you don't have to worry about the paint not sticking, because it just works. But with this, I gotta worry about it because it's not really designed for this technique. There we go. Really just making sure it's pulled straight down. Any areas that you don't really like, you can just go over them. I think I'll do another layer, a little bit darker out in front here. There's a lot of paint down there. It might actually make sense to scrape some of this paint off before I do this. Let's try that. That's where I want the mountain to be. I'll scrape it off first. Just so I have, I'm not doing the colors mixing together as much. We're using the palette knife here, so it's not even that important, if I'm being honest. With this palette knife, you can just mash tons and tons of layers together. That's kind of that style. There's very thick layers of paint. Oh, that's too much blue. Oh well. crimson and blue. Big layers. This one I just kind of wanted to practice these types of mountains. Tall peaks. Nothing super crazy. Just pulling straight down. Go back over it here and there. My hand's also kind of shaky. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee this morning. Seems a little counterintuitive having the coffee to not be shaky, but I don't know. Whenever I don't drink enough coffee, I eat that way. It's probably caffeine addiction or something. All right, we do one more layer here. I don't know. Layer, or we could do like a waterfall or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna blur this out. Blur it out, or missed it. I don't know what the correct term is. I just go in circles. Up in the front here, we can just use straight up the same color and just add some dark black to it. It's going to be kind of the same. Just make sure the strokes are down. I think that's the only thing that really matters here. If you get one you don't like, just kind of mush around it. That's a proper technique, mush around, or terminology. There we go. And this color I don't want to get on my hands because this is like, this permanent black is very, very strong. Like this color, you'll ruin your clothes. The pigment in it, I don't know what they're using, but it's something crazy. All right, I'm not a huge fan of this light. I don't know about you all, but what do you think? If I turn this off, is that any better? I feel like that's better. But I'm up for suggestions on all this. I'm just going over the edge, making it look a little bumpier. Because before it was was like kind of a straight line, which I don't, well, not a straight line, but it wasn't, it was round and it was too straight, so it looked a little weird. That one definitely went under the tape. Oh no. That's okay. Alright, I'm going to take the tape off. This one's going to be a mess. Yeah, I didn't do such a good job of putting the tape on this one, so it's a huge mess. It's fine. That's why we do practice paintings. Always wrap the tape up. And, oh, and this thing is falling into that. That's not good. It's more risk of getting this on the wall. Oh, and we gotta sign it. I'll do my super quick signature. No, that's not gonna work because this paint doesn't stick at all. This is just gonna look like smudge. There you go. That's my signature on this one.